You know, for as long as we've been around, we've all been chasing the same dream, right? A long life, one that's full of health and energy. But what if the keys to that dream have been hiding in plain sight this whole time? Let's find out together. So in this explainer, we're going on a journey to answer that exact question. We're going to zoom all the way into the microscopic world inside our own cells, then pull way back to look at global trends, and finally, we'll visit some incredible communities that really seem to have cracked the code.
All right, so here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with our modern quest for longevity. Then, we'll meet the body's tiny but mighty housekeeper. After that, we'll zoom out to see how the whole world is aging, uncover some amazing secrets from the famous blue zones, and then figure out how we can use all these lessons in our own lives.
Okay, let's dive in with something that has totally changed the human story. For the first time ever, for many of us, living a long life isn't just a long shot, it's pretty much the expectation. But the real goal here isn't just about adding more years to our life, it's about adding more life to our years.
Just think about that for a second. According to the World Health Organization, this is a completely new reality for our species. I mean, a child born today in a place like Brazil or Myanmar can expect to live 20 years longer than one born just 50 years ago. But this incredible gift of time brings up a huge question. How do we make sure these extra years are actually good ones?
To even begin to answer that, we have to look deep inside, like really deep. Let's zoom right down to the cellular level and meet this incredibly powerful natural process that keeps our bodies humming along.
It's a process called autophagy. It literally means self-eating. And honestly, that's a pretty good description. The Cleveland Clinic calls it our body's cellular recycling system. It's the super important quality control process that cleans out all the junk, the old, busted parts, inside our cells to keep them running in tip-top shape.
So how does this whole cleanup operation work? Well, it's basically a four-step process. First, picture these tiny little garbage bags. They're called autophagosomes, forming around all the cellular junk. Step 2, they haul that junk over to the cell's recycling plant, which is the lysosome. Third, the lysosome acts like a powerful little furnace, digesting and breaking down all that junk. And fourth, this is the best part, the cell reuses those raw materials to build new, perfectly good parts. It's the ultimate in biological sustainability.
So you might be wondering, okay, how do I get my cells to do more of this? Well, it turns out autophagy really kicks into high gear when our cells are under a little bit of healthy stress. Things like fasting, restricting calories, certain diets, and even some good old-fashioned vigorous exercise can send a signal to our cells that it's time to clean house. Now, of course, this isn't medical advice. You should always talk to a doctor before making any big changes to your lifestyle.
Okay, now let's zoom back out. We're going from the cellular level all the way to the global level, because the health of our cells is actually directly connected to the health of our whole population. And the data tells a really interesting story.
This chart from the World Health Organization is pretty amazing. Just look at the graphs on the right. See how in low-income countries a lot of deaths happen in early childhood? But as you move up to high-income countries, that big chunk of deaths shifts way over to people over 70. There's no doubt about it, we are living longer than ever before.
But, and this is a big but, here's the challenge. This second chart shows us what's causing those later life deaths, and the burden from chronic diseases like heart disease and stroke is just massive. So here's the key takeaway. Our lifespan has stretched out, but our health span, the number of years we spend in good health, it hasn't quite caught up yet.
So the WHO report gives us two really great concepts to help us understand this gap. First is intrinsic capacity. Think of this as your total potential, all your physical and mental abilities rolled into one. But functional ability is what really counts. That's what you can actually do. And it depends not just on your own capacity, but also on the world around you.
So if the goal is to maximize that functional ability, where do we look for inspiration? Well, let's take a trip to 5 very special places on Earth where people aren't just living longer, they are living so much better. These are the blue zones, identified by researcher Dan Buettner. We're talking about places like the mountains of Sardinia, which is home to the world's oldest men, all the way to the sunny island of Okinawa, Japan, which is home to the world's oldest women. What they have in common is an incredible number of healthy, active people living well past 100. So what's their secret? Well, researchers found they all share 9 common lifestyle traits, which they call the Power 9. And this list is just fascinating. It's not about running marathons, it's about moving naturally by gardening or walking.
It's about having a sense of purpose, what Okinawans call ikigai, and finding ways to downshift and manage stress. It's smart eating habits, like stopping when you're 80% full and eating a diet that's mostly plants. And, this is so important, it's about deep social connections, putting your family first and having a supportive tribe around you. And that brings us to our final section. We've gone from autophagy inside our cells to global aging trends, all the way to the wisdom of the blue zones. So, how do we actually pull all of this together into a real-world blueprint?
This quote right here is the motto for the Blue Zone projects that are now popping up all over the US, and it really gets to the heart of it all. The secret isn't about having some kind of superhuman willpower. No, it's about shaping our surroundings so that healthy choices just happen, almost without us thinking about it.
Which brings us to the final big question. After all of this, what's the one thread that ties it all together? What connects that cellular stress that triggers our internal cleanup crew, the public health challenges of an aging world, and the almost effortless long life we see in the blue zones?
The answer is the environment. Think about it. At the cellular level, a little bit of stress in the environment forces renewal. And in our own lives, a supportive, health-promoting environment, one with walkable streets, strong friendships, easy access to healthy food, it does the exact same thing. It makes the healthy choice the easy choice.
And that, right there, is the ultimate takeaway. This whole quest for a long, healthy life, it's not just something we do on our own. It's a community project. It makes us ask not just what can I do for my health, but what can my neighborhood, my town, my city do to help me live a longer, better life?